Car Stars. I have a book that I want to share with you today that has to do with the sun and why it is so important to our earth, to plants, to animals, and to us as humans. It is called Energy from the Sun. And it's an older book, but it's a good book. And it is by Melvin Berger. Energy gives you go power. Without energy, you could not walk or run or even move. You could not talk or sing or eat or play. Clocks run on energy. Cars, trains, airplanes move because of energy. Winds blow and rivers flow because of energy. There is energy all around you. All things that move or grow use energy. You use energy. All plants and animals use energy. They could not live and grow without energy. Machines use energy too. Think what the world would be like without energy. Nothing would move, nothing would grow. There would be no light, no warmth, and no sounds. There would be no people, plants, or animals. It would be a dead, still world. But our world does have energy. Most of it comes from the sun. We get heat energy from the sun. We get light energy from the sun. You can do an experiment to prove that the sun gives heat energy. Fill a jar with cold water, put it in a sunny place. After a while, touch the water. Is the water warm? The heat energy from the sun warmed the water. Even stones and sidewalks capture energy and store it up. Sometimes sidewalks get so hot you can fry an egg on them. Have you ever gone walking in the summer in your bare feet and you walk on the sidewalk or your driveway or something and it just hurts because it's so warm, the sun has warmed it up? The energy from the sun helps keep us warm. The energy from the sun also gives us light. But how does the energy from the sun help us move and grow? What do you think? Well, the light energy and heat energy from the sun helps plants grow. We eat food that comes from those plants. We also eat food that comes from animals which eat plants. So we get energy from the sun every time we eat. This is a cool picture. Think of some of the foods that you eat. The peanut butter in your peanut butter and jelly sandwich is made by grinding up the seeds of the peanut plant. The jelly is from grapes or strawberries, and the bread is made from flour. Flour is made from wheat, and wheat is the seed of a plant. A hamburger is made of meat. Meat comes from cattle. Cattle eat grass, and grass is a plant. Milk comes from cows, and cows too eat grass. Even fish eat tiny water plants. Think of other foods that you eat. Can you trace all of them back to plants? Food gives you energy to live and to grow and to move about. But people do not have enough energy to do all the things they want to do. What if they want to fly to the moon, or carry a horse, or cross the ocean? People use machines to help them do these things. They use rockets to fly to the moon. They use trucks to carry heavy loads. And they use ships to cross the ocean. These machines need energy. They get the energy from burning fuel. The fuels we use most often are oil, gas, and coal. When fuels burn, they produce heat energy. The heat makes the engines of the machines go. The heat from burning fuel can also be used to make electricity. Electricity is a very useful kind of energy. We cook on electric stoves, we get light from electric bulbs, we listen to radios that run on electricity. Some people even brush their teeth with electric toothbrushes. And there are other kinds of energy too. This book's a little older, but we get energy from water, we get energy, solar energy from the sun, and a lot of people use those too. Much of our fuel comes from the earth. We dig wells to get oil or gas. We dig mines to get coal. And how did these fuels get into the earth? Well, oil and gas came from tiny plants and animals that lived and died millions of years ago. For thousands of years, they were covered with mud, sand, and rock. And over the centuries, these dead plants and animals were formed into thick, gooey layers of ooze. The heat of the earth and the pressure of the dirt and rock slowly changed the ooze into oil and gas. Coal was formed in almost the same way. Coal comes from trees and other plants that lived a long, long time ago. When the trees and plants died, they were covered over and pressed into layers of coal. All our fuels were once living plants and animals. They got their energy to live and grow from the sun, just like the plants and animals that live today. When we burn fuel today, we are using energy that came from the sun millions of years ago. The sun's energy is still stored in the fuel. And look, that was a long time ago. The sun has been providing energy for life for a long time. We call the energy that comes from the sun solar energy. Plants trap solar energy. They store it up. And when you eat the plants, you get the stored up energy. They are able to heat houses by solar energy. You know from your experiment that solar energy can heat water. The scientists have found how to heat water on the roof of a house. This heat can be stored in the water so the house is warmed day and night. Isn't that cool? So you can kind of see it stores it up, keeps it in a tank. The solar cell is another direct use of solar energy. It uses light from the sun to produce electricity. I can't read. Like I said, with this being an older book, a lot of times that's what we see on some people's roofs when they have the solar panels on their roof. Scientists are also looking for other energy sources. Splitting atoms gives us nuclear energy. The blowing wind, the ocean tides, pools of hot water, and steam trapped in the earth, these too can give us energy. Sometime in the future, we may get most of our energy from one of these sources, but for now and for a long time to come, most of our energy will come from the sun. Oops, I need to show you that image. Perhaps you will become a scientist. Maybe you will find a new way to capture, store, and use solar energy. Your discovery may help people to live better by using more of the energy from the sun. Energy from the sun is called renewable energy because it can be renewed over and over again. That is the end of our book. I hope you learned how important energy from the sun is to life on Earth. We couldn't live without it. All right, see you later and stay curious, my dear scientists. Bye-bye.